Imagine a time when the world was new, a time of gods and heroes, a time when civilization was just a flickering candle in a vast dark wilderness. But in that darkness things stirred. Things with too many heads, snakes for hair, an insatiable hunger for human flesh. Ancient Greeks didn't tell stories just for entertainment, they were warnings. Names whispered in fear lest they be summoned from the shadows, not simple beasts. The embodiment of humanity's deepest fears. Born from the chaos before creation, these monsters haunted everyone, the mightiest heroes destined for glory, the humble farmer tilling his field. Tonight, we're counting down the 10 most terrifying monsters of Greek mythology. The number 1 creature is so dreadful it made Zeus question his reign. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a creature so immense and so powerful that he is often called the father of all monsters. His name is Typhon. To call him a monster is an understatement. Born from Gaia, the earth herself, and Tartarus, the deepest pit of the underworld. He was said to be so tall his head brushed the stars. His arms could stretch from the east to the west. From his shoulders sprouted 100 dragon heads. Some hissed like serpents, others bellowed like bulls. When he spoke, it was a cacophony that echoed across the cosmos. Fire blazed from his countless eyes. As he moved, the very earth shook beneath his colossal weight. Zeus hurled 100 thunderbolts, 1 for each head. Even trapped beneath Mount Etna, Typhon's rage wasn't extinguished. Earthquakes, violent storms, a rumbling reminder of chaos beneath our world. Coming in at number 9 is Medusa. Before she was a monster, she was a beautiful maiden, a priestess in the temple of the goddess Athena, but her beauty caught the eye of the sea god, Poseidon, who violated her within the sacred walls of the temple. In a cruel twist of divine justice, the enraged Athena did not punish Poseidon. Instead, she cursed Medusa, transforming her into a creature so hideous that her very appearance became a weapon. Her once beautiful hair was turned into a writhing, hissing mass of venomous snakes. Her face, once admired, became a grotesque mask of fury and despair. But the most terrifying part of her curse was her gaze. Anyone who dared to look directly into her eyes was instantly turned to stone, becoming a permanent silent statue in her horrifying garden of victims. The hero Perseus could only succeed by never looking at her directly, using the reflection in his polished shield. Even in death, Medusa's power remained. Her severed head became one of the most powerful weapons in Greek mythology. A chilling reminder that some curses are so powerful, they can outlast life itself, and that a single look can, quite literally, be the death of you. Our number 8 spot is reserved for the guardian who ensures that once you're dead, you stay that way. Meet Cerberus, the monstrous 3-headed hound of Hades. Let the souls of the dead enter, but allow none to ever leave. Each of Cerberus's 3 heads was said to represent a different aspect of time, the past, the present, the future. His bark was a deafening roar that echoed through the desolate plains of Asphodel. Some accounts add a mane made of living snakes, and a serpent for a tail that would whip and hiss at any who drew too near. You cross the river Styx, guided by the silent ferryman Charon, and as you step onto the bleak shores you see him, a colossal 3-headed dog, its 6 eyes glowing with spectral light. The hero Heracles wrestled the beast into submission with his bare hands, a feat so incredible it cemented his legendary status. But for everyone else, Cerberus was an impassable, terrifying barrier. He is the ultimate guard dog, a monstrous symbol that the underworld is a one-way trip, earning Cerberus a well-deserved spot on our list. At number 7, we encounter a creature that embodies the very idea of a relentless, unsolvable problem. This is the Lernaean Hydra, a multi-headed water serpent that haunted the swamps near ancient Lerna. Not just monstrous for its size, or its venomous breath, so toxic it could kill with a single whiff. Its true terror lay in its supernatural ability to regenerate. Most accounts say it started with 9 heads, though numbers vary. For every mortal head severed with a sword, 2 more would spring forth from the bleeding stump. 1 head becomes 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8. Soon a hero faces a writhing forest of snapping jaws. Heracles only succeeded with help. His nephew Iolaus, as Heracles cut each head. Iolaus pressed a burning torch to the wound, cauterizing the stump and stopping new heads. Even after the mortal heads were gone, the immortal head remained. Heracles buried it beneath a massive rock. The Hydra stands as a terrifying symbol of a struggle you can't win alone, and a problem that grows worse if mishandled. The creature at our number 6 spot is not just one monster, but 3 horrifying beasts fused into a single, fire-breathing nightmare. It had the body and head of a ferocious lion, sprouting from its back the full head and neck of a goat, and its tail was a living, venomous serpent. She roamed the lands of Lycia in Asia Minor, a walking plague upon the countryside. Her most terrifying weapon was her ability to breathe fire, not just from one mouth, but from the mouths of both the lion and the goat. Imagine you're a shepherd in ancient Lycia, you hear a sound on the wind, a lion's roar, a goat's pained bleat, and a snake's angry hiss. You look up at the cliffs and see it, a lion's body moving with predatory grace, a goat's head scanning from its back, and a snake's tail whipping through the air. Then, a torrent of fire erupts from its mouths, turning the very ground to glass. The hero Bellerophon, aided by the divine winged horse Pegasus, took to the skies, giving him an advantage over the land-bound beast. Bellerophon's clever solution was to attach a block of lead to the tip of his spear. He flew towards the monster and thrust the spear deep into its throat. The Chimera's own fiery breath melted the lead, which then flowed down its gullet, searing its organs from the inside out and killing the beast in a truly gruesome fashion. We've reached the halfway point, and at number 5 is a monster born from divine punishment, human arrogance, and forbidden desire. This is the Minotaur, half man, half bull, imprisoned in the heart of a sprawling, inescapable labyrinth. King Minos kept the sacred bull instead of sacrificing it. Poseidon was enraged. The god punished Minos by afflicting Queen Pasiphae with unnatural desire for the bull. The unholy union produced the Minotaur, a creature with the body of a powerful man and the head and tail of a bull. Ashamed, Minos had Daedalus build the impossible labyrinth beneath Knossos. The Minotaur was cast into its center, trapped in darkness. To appease the beast, Minos demanded a gruesome tribute. Every 9 years, 7 young men and 7 young women sent to Crete. Imagine being one of those 14 youths, led into the mouth of the labyrinth. The path behind you is sealed. A distant guttural roar and the sound of hooves scraping on stone. Theseus navigated the maze and found the Minotaur. After a ferocious battle, he killed it with his bare hands. But the legend of the beast in the maze remains a story of inescapable predatory dread. Plunging into the dark waters of Greek mythology, our number 4 monster is a sailor's worst nightmare. She is Scylla, a sea monster who lurked in a narrow strait directly opposite Charybdis. Originally, Scylla was a beautiful sea nymph. Circe, jealous, brewed poison and poured it into Scylla's pool. Her lower body twisted and warped, sprouting 6 long serpentine necks. Neck 1, Neck 2, Neck 3, Neck 4, Neck 5, Neck 6. Each neck ended in a grotesque dog's head with rows of razor teeth. Imagine you're a sailor on Odysseus's ship navigating the channel. Suddenly, monstrous barking from above, 6 long necks snake down with blinding speed. Snatch 1, Snatch 2, Snatch 3, Snatch 4, Snatch 5, Snatch 6. 6 crewmates are lifted screaming. Odysseus watched, calling their names in horror. Men dragged toward the cave, crunch of bones as Scylla devoured them. No defense. A swift, unavoidable tax on any ship. It's a horrifying choice. Nautical terror. Flying into our number 3 spot, creatures that personify filth, hunger, divine punishment. They are the Harpies. Their name literally means snatchers. Body of a bird of prey, like a vulture. Head and torso of a pale, haggard old woman. Infamous for the story of King Phineus, who abused Apollo's gift of prophecy. As punishment, blinded and exiled to an island. His true torture, the Harpies. Whenever a banquet was laid out for the starving king, Harpies would swoop down from the sky. They moved like a storm wind, impossible to catch. They snatched most of the food, carrying it away in their claws. What they didn't take, they defiled. They left a foul, overpowering stench on the scraps. Phineus was left to starve, surrounded by food he could never consume. Imagine, a desperate, blind old man, hands trembling for bread. A shadow falls over him. The Harpies descend. Faces like cruel, wrinkled masks, claws sharp and greedy. They also snatched people, carrying evildoers away to the Erinyes for punishment, speed, filth. Their role as divine tormentors, one of the most unpleasant and feared creatures in Greek mythology. The monster slithering into our number 2 position is a different kind of horror. She doesn't rely on brute strength or overwhelming size. Her terror is intimate, deceptive, deeply personal. This is the Empusa, a shape-shifting demonic entity that served Hecate, a creature of the night, a predator that hunted in the darkness, often targeting young men traveling alone. Her appearance was as mutable as her nature. She could appear as a beautiful, alluring woman, as a phantom, even as an animal. But her true form had one leg made of solid brass, and the other leg of a donkey. This strange, limping gait was often the only clue to her monstrous identity. The Empusa's method of attack was seduction and deception. She would appear as a maiden in distress or simply seeking companionship. Once his guard was down, her beautiful facade would melt away, revealing the monster beneath. The Empusa was a mythological vampire of a sort, feasting on her victims' flesh and drinking their blood, a creature that could look like your heart's desire one moment and be a brass-legged blood-drinking demon the next. It's a deeply unsettling form of horror, earning the Empusa the penultimate spot on our list. And here we are, the #1 most terrifying monster in Greek mythology. This creature's horror is the most personal, the most tragic, the most primal. It is the horror that every parent fears. This is the story of Lamia. Originally, Lamia was a beautiful queen of Libya, who became one of Zeus's many mortal lovers. But this affair drew the attention and boundless jealousy of Zeus's wife Hera. Hera's punishment for Lamia was one of unimaginable cruelty. First, she kidnapped every child that Lamia had borne with Zeus. She murdered them. The most horrific part was that Hera took away Lamia's ability to close her eyes. Lamia was forced to forever see the image of her dead children, with no respite, not even in sleep. Zeus granted her the ability to remove her own eyes and put them back in, giving brief moments of peace. Driven by madness and envious rage for other mothers, Lamia began to hunt. She would sneak into homes in the dead of night, find children sleeping in their beds, and devour them. She became the ultimate boogeyman, the monster Greek mothers whispered about. This deeply personal, psychological, tragic horror makes Lamia the most terrifying monster in all of Greek mythology. And there you have it, 10 of the most terrifying, nightmare-inducing monsters the ancient Greek world had to offer. From the cosmic terror of Typhon to the deeply personal horror of Lamia, these creatures were more than just stories. They were manifestations of real-world fears, chaos, disease, betrayal, and the loss of a child. The Greeks used these monsters to explain the unexplainable, and to warn of dangers that lurked in the dark. Now I have to ask, which of these creatures got under your skin the most? Was it the inescapable, petrifying gaze of Medusa, the claustrophobic dread of being hunted by the Minotaur, or was it the tragic, child-eating Lamia that will keep you up at night? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, please like and subscribe. We've got more spine-chilling content planned, exploring the darkest corners of folklore and mythology from around the world. Our next countdown might take us to the frozen north to explore the blood-chilling monsters of Norse legend. Until then, try to have pleasant dreams, if you can.